What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2024 presidential election and why the recent attack by Governor Ron DeSantis and a couple other candidates, but in particular DeSantis, is so far probably the most effective and, quite frankly, the only attack that DeSantis has used so far that I really agree with. Now, let me be 100% clear about this. I still support Trump. When I say or praise DeSantis or somebody else, that's just me praising them, you know? It's like, okay, yes, I'm not going to vote for DeSantis in the primary because Trump is probably going to be the nominee and I support him, but it's like, that doesn't mean I disagree with DeSantis on every single thing. So that's the quick disclaimer. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, guys. Go follow Real American Politics on Twitter. It is a great Twitter account everyone should follow. Of course, follow the Rumble page down below for exclusive content, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $3 a month, you could join Real American, which is a phenomenal deal, as help support the daily content we all know and love. You love the daily content? Well, this is the best way to support it. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. So the 2024 presidential election is starting to heat up, and Governor DeSantis and his team so far have found virtually nothing worthwhile of a good of attack. They've been trying to hit Trump with everything. I mean, they never back down pack, you know, oh, Trump is a Russian agent and he's a shill for Russia. It's like, are you just trying to become a resist liberal organization? Either way, it's been a nightmare. DeSantis has not had the best campaign so far, but for the first time this cycle, he finally found an attack that I think actually kind of works. DeSantis takes aim at Trump's signature criminal justice reform law. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis called it a jailbreak bill. Former Vice President Pence said we need to take a step back from it. And former Arkansas Governor Asa Hutchinson proclaimed there's probably some areas that can be adjusted. And again, yes, I understand that Hutchinson and Pence are attacking it. It doesn't mean the bill is great. They are, of course, talking about the First Step Act, a 2018 law that ushered in modest changes to the criminal justice system by addressing over-incarceration and prioritizing rehabilitation. So this was kind of the main part of this, and most of you probably heard about it. I would say it's probably Trump's infamous or most signature policy. I probably would say probably the tax cuts are up there, you know, the USMCA, that's probably up there too, but there's an argument to be made that the First Step Act is one of the most relevant laws that Trump signed. Now, let me be 100% clear before I get into this. There's a lot of good stuff that was done by the First Step Act. I agree. The vast majority of people, we should focus on rehabilitation. Absolutely. I agree with that. And there's a lot of people in the 90s and the early 2000s, they got screwed. They had like 2 milligrams of weed or something like ludicrously small, all right? And it's just an example, and they get 30 years of prison. You know, it's like, I could understand if they were a drug dealer. That's a whole different can of worms. But if you were just smoking it, I don't think you should get, 30 years of prison. That's just absurd. Now, here's a problem with this. This bill let way too many people out. Absolutely, I agree with that point. There are a lot of people that should have never gotten out, and they did. And again, there are a lot of good people that got out also, that had no reason being in prison for having 2 milligrams of weed. It's like, just put them in rehabilitation. There's no reason they gotta go to prison for decades. I mean, it's ridiculous. But there are a lot of people that were, in fact, let go. And they had no reason being it. And you look down here. It was for a time one of the major achievements touted by Trump and his team, hailed as evidence that conservatives could achieve what liberals couldn't, a reduction in racial disparities in federal sentencing. And this is my frickin' problem with this. They did this because, percentage-wise, it's a fact. It's based on the FBI data. It's a fact. These racial disparities, I mean, no. It's a fact of the matter is, it's like 20% of the population are, non-white people. They commit the vast majority of crimes. And this is not me saying that they're, thugs or whatever. It's a fact. It's like these people, they tend to be more poor, and they usually have a worse environment to grow up in. Their education sucks, all that. And that doesn't mean, the federal system's racist for sentencing them. No. It's just they had a bad condition growing up and tends to lead to, them committing more crimes. And that's how you solve this problem. You don't solve it by, oh, we're going to, reduce your sentence because you're black. That's ridiculous. If a black guy killed 5 people and a white guy killed 5 people, they should serve the same sentence. Give them a death penalty. I don't freaking care. Give them the exact same sentence. This bill, that was its problem. It tried to pander to black voters. That's what this was about. Why do you think Trump made a big deal about it? Because he was told he would win 100% the black vote and all that stuff, which, yeah, he improved the black vote by like 2%. That isn't going to change much at all. And that was the problem that I've always had about this bill. There were some good points. Focus on rehabilitation for people that had 2 milligrams of weed. They were addicts, but they weren't like harming anybody else or anything like that. Put them in rehabilitation. But there were a lot of thugs that got out and they committed crimes. But I have a problem with how DeSantis is focusing on this. You read down here, and Trump barely talks about the law, even as his rivals for the 2024 nomination attack it as a chief contributor to the rise in violent crime. I find that ridiculous. Sure, you can make an argument there are a lot of people that got let out that should have never let out and they committed another crime. Fine. However, the real problem comes from the DAs, these corrupt DAs in blue areas. They're not charging them. Oh, if you're a black guy and you commit, you kill somebody, you don't get charged. But if you're a white guy and, you jaywalk, you get 30 years in prison. That's what's currently happening. Okay, how can you deny that? Look at like New York City. They're doing race-based sentencing. DAs are ignoring people based on race. It's ridiculous what's happening to our cities. Because it happens with these corrupt DAs, and arguably, we do have a serious problem with mental illness. Bring back the asylums. A lot of people, they need mental help. There's no reason somebody that, has 500 mental disorders, is on God knows how many drugs, should be out in public, harassing people. They should be seeking help. Not, oh, we gotta repeal this entire bill. I find that extreme. Repeal parts of it, but focus on rehabilitation and mental illness. And if you want to solve this racial disparity in federal sentencing, focus on fixing these cities. Make sure, places that are poor, which tend to have higher minority populations, give them good education, give them a good system, and try to encourage families to stay together. There's no coincidence that, and this is a fact, black families, they have the highest rate of fatherlessness. All right, it may have been Native American. It's one of the two. And look at the data. There's a clear correlation. When the father isn't in the picture, it's a very high chance that kid is going to commit a crime or something like that. We got to solve that, not, oh, well, we're going to reduce we're going to reduce sentencing based on race. That's stupid. That's you cause more problems. And you notice Trump doesn't talk about this anymore because I think he realized he went too far with this. Again, the rehabilitation stuff, that's good. And some people, they get out early, they deserve it. That's fine. But some of these people, violent people, they get out, and let's be real, a lot of it's because of their race. And they commit a lot of crimes. And this is part of the rise in crime, though, Again, it's more has to do with the DAs, not, sentencing based on race, white people get jaywalking for 30 years. Again, it's an example, it's an exaggeration, but that's what it seems like happening. But black people, they get out because they're black. Again, I'm not attacking people based on race. I'm not that like that. There's some people that, oh my God, you're a racist for saying that. No. I'm just saying it's a fact what's happening in our cities. They're even openly admitting they're doing race-based sentencing, where black people, Latino people, etc., they get lower sentences just because of their skin color. If they commit the same crime, they should get the same punishment. And the First Step Act, I think, was a bad direction, but there were some good parts that the next president, which is probably going to be Trump, if the Republican side at least, the nominee, should focus on reforming it and focus on reducing mental illness, focus on rehabilitation. But at the same time, violent thugs should be thrown in jail. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the Twitter accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.